Hey, we're back.
Hey,
Hello.
Back.
How's everybody doing?
Super swell.
Super swell.
Stuck in Vadrigan.
Back in Vadrigan.
Another beautiful day in Vadrigan.
No, I've been here for the last week. I've
You're
just been
stuck
staying
in
here in
Vadrigan.
Vadrigan.
Yeah. That's definitely where my mental state is right now. Stuck in Vadrigan. I feel kind of trapped. Like
That
story.
sounds like a song.
Wasting
That
away in
kind of
Vadrigan.
does. Yeah, wasting away.
You went to the Jimmy
That
Buffet.
might be too upbeat. I was thinking more like we got to get out of here.
Oh yeah, we got to get out of this place. Yeah, it's getting kind of crazy. You guys,
Been crazy from day one. What are you talking about?
yeah, but I mean, I never expected or planned for real life to imitate the game. So it seems like there's some bleeding over happening into reality here somewhat. But we are still in Vadrigan, and we are here and coming to you. We had some technical stuff that we were working out before, and I think I broke everyone's spirits by trying to do some new things. Yeah, everyone's giving me angry looks.
Okay, I'll just take it out on your NPCs, Jerry.
Speaking of breaking things and spirits and all that, did you all want to change your names?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
oh God.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, we should have
The
done
fans
that.
need to know.
We're changing our names in Zoom because we forgot. Although mine stays relatively the same. There we go. DM Jerry in the house.
I'm always Kregar.
That was Kragar.
Oh wait.
Always
Are you
Kragar.
answering your IT phone now? Are you at your real job? Are you answering any conversations with Kragar's voice?
It's Gregor, what do you
With
want?
this background. Yeah, you
Uh,
see, I'm busy.
yeah, people don't be celebrating
shit.
after that.
Feel free to share your comments. A little intimidation there if they want to give any negative feedback.
Yeah, you don't mess with somebody who sounds like that. Well, thank you all for being here. We're getting used to this. It's getting better. We are trying some different things today to try to make the audio give us a backup in case we have any problems. So there was a little bit of back and forth there at the beginning, but we're here, and I have some amazing news to share that I haven't told you guys yet. So
Surprise, live on camera.
Yeah, on camera. We usually take a portion of this starting of each episode to thank our
Alar.
fabulous listeners and our Patreon supporters.
Thank you,
You know
Alar.
what? And
What?
Alar.
And Aylar.
And our Patreon supporters have stuck with us through all of the chaos, which is amazing. But not only that, for the first time, and I never thought this would happen, honestly, I was going to get rid of these upper levels of our Patreon support structure. We have a $25 a month giver.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's really nice.
What?
And that just came in. So all this chaos, everything happening in the world, people stuck in their homes, people losing their jobs, people struggling. Somebody
Gonna lift us up here. Come on.
$25 a month. No, I mean, I was blown away. I seriously was that, we can come together and play a game. And not only that, but I talked with this person who said that kind of turned them on to podcasts, like D&D podcasts in general.
Nice.
Like, did not like them before listening to ours, and something that we did made them think like, oh, this is valuable entertainment. And
that's right.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
now there's a lot of pressure on us.
Are you gonna shout out this person so we can all,
Yeah, let's get a shout out.
I should, but I didn't ask before.
Yeah.
And I like to ask.
Oh, sure. That's a good thing.
Probably they know who they are and have talked to them, and I'm just floored. I'm just absolutely floored that
thank you.
Yeah,
I'm glad you verified it wasn't a mistake.
The greatest thing about this,
I honestly thought that. I was like, I
Ooh.
got the email from Patreon, and I was like, oh, that has to be a mistake. And then I emailed them right away, and they got back to me, and they told me the story. And it's awesome when people say how they listen to us, and what it's meant to them, and and I'm just blown away by all of it. And to know that somebody out there is valuing this content that highly, just mind-boggling. And thank you. And if you want a shout out, we'll definitely give you one. In fact, we'll give all of our Patreon supporters a shout out. If you want one, we're happy to do that. It's the least we could do for all that you have done for us and sticking with us through thick and thin, really.
the greatest thing about being a top contributor is Jerry does your laundry once a month. So I mean,
that
and
is-
then just
yeah.
for it goes level $5 to one piece of clothing, and goes on from there. If you're a top contributor, he does the whole load of laundry.
I'll do
once
the
a month.
Dry
whole-
cleaning. He
whole
does
load.
dry cleaning.
Dry cleaning. Yeah.
I will do
Nice
$100
suits
level.
that-
Yeah, I'll press it. I'll do whatever I need to do.
Wow.
It's gonna be it's gonna be great. But yeah, no, I'm stunned. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for supporting us. And here we are. Now it's time where we let our fabulous Alar recap what happened last time.
Okay. Last time on Dungeon Patrol, Alarithmics made their way towards the lighthouse, only to be beset by invisible creatures. They fought their way in with the aid of a young girl who could see them. Defeating them all, they rescued the girl's father and lay down for a long rest. What will they dream of? Find out today on Dungeon Patrol.
Very well done, as
Nice.
as usual. So yeah, you guys ended up clearing out the lighthouse, which was a mission that Wolf Canute sent you on. And we'll say that you got rested up. And it's a new day. It's the dawn of a new day, and you're in the lighthouse. What are you gonna do?
Wolf Canute, it seems to be bossing us around a lot. I think we need a new agent.
I've
Okay.
been thinking that from the very beginning.
So before we start going elsewhere, I would like to just try and survey as much of the city from the lighthouse as I can.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you're able to see most of the area that you came from, kind of the north end of Bleakstone, which again is sort of a mix of upper middle class and businesses and things like that. You can see most of where you came through. You can't quite see because of the buildings. You can't see Coldfoot Market where you met the little girl, and you can kind of see around the point almost. You can maybe catch a glimpse if you're lucky of the coastline where it turns into the Black Alley section of town.
That's where I'm interested in.
Black Alley. Okay.
Yeah, that's where my peeps are, or as my house is.
Left some sweet stuff
Didn't know
back in the
Kragar had
crib.
peeps.
Yeah.
And I've got a sweet crib in Black Alley. Super high rent.
Nice. Okay.
really? Okay.
I imagine it much more like from Aladdin. It's just like the top of a
That's
broken
exactly
down
what it
building.
is. That's exactly what it is. The secret way up there.
I will perch atop the lighthouse and serenade the city.
Great.
My music will drift through the fog.
Okay, so you spend some time
Yes.
singing into the fog and get some raucous cheers from the local seagulls and
Okay.
yeah.
So
So what else are you doing? Anything else you want to do here? You've got the little girl and her father, and they look like they're planning on sticking around for a while. Obviously he was originally sent here to take control of the lighthouse for some reason, and now that his daughter is reunited with him, he's probably going to keep her there too.
You could probably make me a little bit smaller there, Jerry.
Gone back to normal size.
I've gone back, yeah.
So
On
I,
your map, yeah.
Yes,
I do
please.
want to ask
I don't think we
Torvik.
need the battle map for sleep. It's okay.
No, it's bothering me to see my big face on there. And
It bothers me to see big face.
What were
too.
you saying, Tris?
thanks.
So Tris would like to know from Torvik specifically what his instructions were from Wolf Canute. Like, what did Wolf Canute say about getting this lighthouse under his control, and how long is he supposed to stay here, and is he reporting? I want to press him for the details.
Oh, okay. So why don't you roll persuasion or something?
Oh.
See if you can convince him to give up what
If
he
you want, I
knows.
can hold him while you put your knife to his throat.
Swish.
I mean,
Let's bookmark that one, Kragar.
can I intimidate him instead?
You sure could. You're an intimidating bunch.
Well, that's an 18. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, that's a 16.
16. Okay.
I can add still.
So he seems kind of nervous. He takes a step back when you start pressing him, and kind of clears his throat, and he's like, honestly, ma'am, I don't know. He just told us to come here and take control of the lighthouse and make sure it was stocked and provisioned and ready to go. I know nothing else. That's it.
Well, he told you to stay here, though. Yes.
Yeah, until the Coldfoot people arrive. That's all I know, really.
The Coldfoot people.
Yeah.
The market people.
Yeah. I assume you stopped there.
We did.
We are asking the questions.
He tells you that he thinks it has something to do with that group. He doesn't know what.
And then when they arrive, what are you supposed to do?
He presumes he'll be given new orders, or he'll just stay there and hold down the lighthouse. He's not really sure. He was told to come and take the lighthouse, and unfortunately wasn't able to do that without your help.
And so how are you supposed to report back that you had successfully taken the lighthouse?
One of us was going to return to the market and report in.
To who would you report?
Probably I would probably talk to my sister, or maybe Magda or Hilda.
So I am to believe that you're just bumbling around, kind of hoping that the right answer appears to you?
Don't mess with Tris.
Yeah, you don't, apparently. He like, I would. I mean, I'm supposed to report to Hilda. She's in charge of the market. But I mean, I would probably tell my sister too, since I was there, and I assumed it would be me. I would go back and report in, and I would pick up my daughter, and we would come and live in the lighthouse. That's what I.
Now that we're here, we certainly can take care of that for you.
That would be great. Obviously I have some cleaning up and stuff to do here. I don't know exactly what we're supposed to do. Honestly, if I knew, I would tell you. All I know is take the lighthouse, report back to the marketplace when it's secure, and that's it. I was just told to stay here.
And tell me your sister's name.
Magda.
Magda what?
Strong Iron.
Ah, so she's single.
Yes. Are you looking, or?
Just getting information.
Okay. So yeah, that's what he knows. It seemed like you intimidated him fairly well. He's still kind of shaken afterwards and giving you like, scared looks every so often.
Good.
Makes Gregor happy.
And I will tell Martha, see, I told you we would find your father.
So reassuring.
She kind of bites her lip and nods. Like, thank you.
What's your daycare center going to be called, Tris?
Scared straight.
Scared straight.
Let's see.
So, we should
So
probably
yeah,
go ahead.
I think what I heard from Alar is that you guys were planning to head to the market and report in to Magda
Yes, I would
or
like to.
Hilda.
I would like to talk to Hilda some more.
And we will share the tale of our wonderful success here.
Sounds good. Okay. So you guys have spent some time singing to the seagulls, intimidating your friends, and you get a good breakfast in. Are you taking the supplies that you found, or some of the supplies?
Weren't the supplies for the lighthouse?
They kind of were, but it was, it's probably more than just a guy and his daughter will need. There was extra.
I do not understand the system. Okay, yeah, we will take as much as he lets us.
Yeah, he's very content. I mean, they're all kind of know they need to share this. They've been given strict orders to, share what they find and, bring it back to Wolf Canute if possible. And so
I am losing faith in Wolf Canute's sense of organization.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
makes no sense.
he's a communist, so that's
Seems
that's
like he was
why.
just thrust into this position.
Fair enough.
You
Fair
know.
enough.
I mean, they are effectively refugees in a foreign land.
Yeah, that's.
But anyways, let's take this food.
And they're really
we can sit-
outsiders, They really are. They, like Krager said, they're running this part of the city with a unknown population of former slaves and others that don't really know them, and vice versa. So you're taking all the supplies. So basically everything that I listed to you were things that were available to take. Like there was still other stuff left. That was the assumption. So I think I had 1 crate of smoked fish, 2 salted hams, 2 bags of flour, 1 bag of rice, 1 bag of flour you opened and spread liberally throughout the lighthouse.
Brokos, write this down.
I have it written down.
Yeah.
I have it written down already. I inventoried it.
Good
Nice.
man. Or badger, or whatever.
Whatever you are. So you guys head back to Coldfoot Market and following the same basic path that you came in on. It looks a little bit different. You can see the coast a little bit more, see the ocean. It's a windy day again, blown most of the fog away by mid-morning. And so you can see the coastline and the seagulls, soaring overhead. It's really quite beautiful, but there's not much out here. The coast is pretty rugged. You're following a well-worn path back into town, and you get into town and, see some people on the streets and people out doing their daily business, and make it back to Coldfoot Market without any interruptions or delays. So now what?
We have returned.
Great.
Torvik is safe.
You want me to do a drum roll, Alar?
Please.
I will do. I'll walk in front of Alar, and I'll get a Harry.
Oh, God.
Then
Now he has a herald.
Alar. I'll step aside.
This is getting very Aladdin-esque. It's a little over the top, but you guys make it back, and you see this woman strikingly beautiful woman with dark hair came running up to you. Oh my, have you seen her? Have you seen Marta? Please tell me you've seen her.
Seen her?
Yes.
Why, yes. We took her under our wing, and we brought out her natural talents to see invisible creatures.
Her what? See it
She
to
sees
see
dead
what?
people.
No, not dead. Well, they're dead now.
What are you talking about? She's just a little girl.
She is, and yet she has remarkable gifts. She helped us fend off some invisible creatures that were attacking the lighthouse.
Attacking the lighthouse. How's my brother? Is he okay?
Yes, thanks to us.
Yes.
Marta is with her father, safe at the lighthouse.
Safe at the lighthouse. Are you sure?
Well, as safe as it can be at the lighthouse.
Leave some room for doubt. You're not making
Hey,
any guarantees here.
Yeah, it's not a wise idea. Yeah,
They were safe when we left.
Okay. So she's like, oh, thank you. Thank you. I returned from meeting with Freya and I couldn't find her and everyone started looking for her, but it got dark so quickly and she usually is easily found and I was just so worried. I haven't slept at all. Thank you so much.
So I take it you are Magda.
Yes, I am Magda. And you are?
I am Alar Noestri, and this is my group, the Insane Alar Posse.
Okay. Insane Alar Posse. Well, it's a pleasure to meet all of you.
This is my friend Triss. She's single.
Ready to mingle. I am single as well. So she just looks kind of confused and does a little curtsy and thank you, Triss.
okay, this is awkward.
And she
Oh, no, it's not, Brokos. Nothing's ever awkward.
Nothing's ever awkward. She kind of
We're
clears.
making T-shirts that Alar.
There you
Nothing's
go.
ever
That's
awkward.
yes.
Kind of nods to each of you in turn.
We are glad
acknowledging
to help your daughter.
Well, it's
Or
my
your niece.
niece. Yes. Thank you again. I'm so happy to hear that they're safe. What about Harter? Is he okay?
Oh,
He's
no.
dead.
Archer's dead. But he died a hero's death.
No, he did not.
Harter. I've known him since I was just a little girl, not much older than Marta. That is sad news. I will pass it on to his family.
It is a sign of the times.
That's true, very true. It's dangerous times that we live in, but working together, we'll get through this. And with the help of people like you, I'm sure that we'll succeed. Thank you so much. So,
You are welcome. Tell our tale far and wide.
Oh, I will. I definitely will. And then she kind of curtsies and bows her way out of the scene. And so you're standing there, and people are, they're still working, and
Triss,
checking
I
you
tried my
guys
best
out.
for you.
You put in a good word.
I opened the door.
I do not need your help.
So you see Hilda come stomping over, and she's like, I take it you found the girl then.
Indeed.
Yes.
And I assume you recite the same basic story to Hilda.
Yes, but a little longer this time.
a little longer.
It's never a yada 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 with Alar.
Yeah, never. And she's like, so I can pass the word on that the lighthouse has been secured, or are you returning to Wolfcanute now?
We haven't decided yet.
Ah, I see. Well, I can send someone from my crew here to let him know that it is secured. But I'm glad to let you take the news as well, since you deserve the credit.
Indeed we do.
Okay? So you guys have to decide. Or are you gonna intimidate her, or what are you doing?
Intimidate. Why?
Because I want to know what they are using the lighthouse for.
To watch.
What are you using the lighthouse for?
That I don't know. I was told to build a watchtower here.
You people are very just like accepting of whatever anybody tells you. It's very aggravating.
It's just our way. Wolf Canute is our chieftain at this point.
Well, he seems to have had that effect on us as well.
He is a very powerful and charismatic person. I can tell you that. He wouldn't have been my first choice, but he did get us out of the mists, and here we are, more or less safe and sound.
Who would have been your first choice?
You do it.
Probably Freya, I would say.
I
It
like
has nothing
Freya.
to do with the fact that my clan is beholden to her clan. It's nothing to do with that. But, those ties are strong, certainly. Wolf Canute did prove himself, though. I begrudgingly accept his leadership, and I know that he did his best for us, negotiating with the Baron and finding us safe passage here. And, the slavery bit was a little hard to swallow, but we made it out of that too. Thanks to Wolf Canute.
Hmm. It is interesting the credit you're giving to him
It's
after you apparently were in chains through his actions.
well, I can't find fault with the man's decision to bring us here. We really had no choice. The mists engulfed our ships, engulfed our homes. Everything was gone. Everyone, half the people we knew were taken into the mists by strange creatures. We were lucky to escape with our lives, and we sailed blindly for days, weeks, ran out of food, ran out of water, until Wolf Canute took charge, and he led us out of the mists.
Hmm.
We all owe him our lives at this point. And when we came here, it was a group decision. He wanted all of the captains to come together and choose whether we go and beg the Baron for refuge. And we all agreed. Even Freya.
How was he able to lead you from the mists?
That I can't tell you. The man is always been a good sailor, good navigator.
But he can see where others cannot?
I wouldn't ascribe anything mystical to it. He just is good at what he does, reading the waves, our people like to say. He's better than most.
Hmm.
Maybe he had a feel for it. Maybe he was pulled by something. Maybe it was, one of the gods. I really don't have an answer for it, but
Tris, I don't think you understand what a burden it is to be better than most. Oh, that came off really mean too.
You said it with such a straight face. It was awesome. You're totally living Alar right now.
Thank you.
It's those awkward moments that I just really don't want to be here. I just want to step out of the.
Fade into the shadows.
Yeah.
Yes.
Edging backwards.
Which is
So-
what I've done.
So
Right.
Trish will favor Alar with a toothy smile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not always good coming from Triss. So, yeah. Any other questions for Hilda?
I think we need to discuss things amongst ourselves.
I agree.
Good. Well, let me know if you prefer to take the news to Wolf Canute yourselves. Again, I think reward is definitely due.
Oh, we will sing our tale to Wolf Canute. Don't you worry about that.
That's rightly you should. And she thanks you and walks away and starts barking orders at the work crew.
Triss, why were you being so pushy with that lady?
I was simply asking some questions. Maybe if you talked less and listened more, you would learn something.
I have nothing left to learn.
Brogos gets a quick smile, grin on his face behind Alar when Triss says that.
Oh, the cracks are forming.
Yes.
What is it you're concerned about with Wolfcanute?
I don't know. I don't know if we really want to attach ourselves to this one thing, and I just feel a little paranoid about the fact that he's a refugee in this land, and I mean he's doing good things for his people, but in the grand scheme of things, I think there's more to this than what he's giving us as far as information.
Well, I mean, he has to secure his place here.
Yeah.
So do we. I think we should discuss what that place is.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you could, go back and pressure him with questions.
We have proven ourselves to be very useful. Are we getting the credit and the attention that we deserve from Wolfcanute?
Don't
That's a
you
good
want
point.
it?
I don't know if I really want to get the reputation that we work for him, though.
No.
That is what is happening,
Yes.
Yes.
Alar.
If we go back, we're just going to be another errand boys for this man and his people.
The IEP is no errand boy for Wolfcanute.
So what?
We are destined for greatness, for fame.
For sure.
You performed for the flock of seagulls today.
Nice.
Very nice. Thank you.
You
But I
opened
was
for
the headliner.
flock of seagulls.
Not as the flock of seagulls.
A whip. They were the opening band.
Yeah. Okay. So, definitely from Triss's line of questioning with Hilda, you definitely have the sense that Wolfcanute is not universally beloved, even by the pirates. That he was instrumental in getting them to Vadrigan, getting them out of the mists. You've heard people call him Mistbreaker before, refer to him in that way. So he's kind of earned this new title and this new role. And, some of
But
it is
Triss, you are
good.
suspicious that he earned it through less than open, honest means.
Perhaps. I am
Vixen-
just gathering information. I have not formed any opinions as of yet.
I think
One
in
does
times
not-
of desperation, people look for leaders, and this is when they picked.
Yeah.
I don't think one stays in charge of a band of pirates by open and honest means. It's
That's
irrelevant.
also a good point. Yeah.
He's doing everything he can to secure this area. The question is, do we want to be here or do we want to move on?
Yeah. Also a good question. So, you guys could go some other direction, or you could head back to Wolfcanute and
And then Jerry's like, here's my campaign.
here's my campaign, and here's the garbage can.
The players,
that I
yeah.
throw it in. So, yeah, you like to, you would like to see that. It's like I'm already awkward. Don't put me in an awkward position where I'm going to seem even more awkward.
Our job, Jerry.
Again, Jerry, nothing is awkward.
It's only awkward when they see you coming.
Yeah, that's
Well,
lots of wisdom.
I think
from
we should go
Kragar
speak
today.
to Wolfcanute and maybe just tell him the news and then decide. I think we need to let him know if he tries to give us another quest or another mission, we should let him know, we're good.
Maybe
Maybe. Right. Play hard to
We
get.
need to spread the legend throughout all of Vadragan.
I am willing to continue to work perhaps with Wolf Canute, but I am not willing to work for Wolf Canute.
Well
Do you
put, Triss.
Do you think Wolf Canute would express that we're working with him, though? Wouldn't he rather say something like, we are working for him?
I am sure he would, but this is not a one-way relationship.
I agree. I think we need to let him know that, though.
But we're outsiders. We're not going to ever be anything more than that. We're not any of his people. We're just a tool that he's using.
Alar and the Outsiders. It has a good ring to it.
Yeah.
All right. So I gather that you guys are heading back to talk to Wolf Canute. Have a real heart-to-heart with him.
Yeah, this is going to go well.
Okay.
I'm up for Triss doing the talking here. She seems like the natural born leader here of conversation.
Yeah.
Brokos, how can you say that?
That tail twitching in the
wounds
background
me.
is.
I like the cut of her jib.
Oh no.
Well, she's single.
All right. So you guys head out, I'm assuming, and make your way back through the city, through Bleakstone, back up the hill into Horncliffe, up the mountain, to the vineyard, and so you're kind of at the top of the ridge there, where the the villa is sort of off to your right, the greenhouse is sort of off to your left. Are you going to visit Arvik first, or are you going back straight to the villa to talk to Wolf Canute?
I choose to visit Arvik first.
I want to see how the greenhouse is coming along.
Okay. So you guys go to the greenhouse, and you see that it looks like it's been mostly repaired already. He's made short work of it, and he's in there working away. You see this large shadowy shape through the glass, and can see him inside. And then all of a sudden you hear the barking of Barnacle, and the shadowy shape moves over to the door, and the door swings open, and Barnacle comes running out and is barking at you and jumping around, and all happy to see you guys. And Arvik's equally happy. He's like, "Oh, thank you for coming back. Oh, have you seen it? It's done. I've repaired everything. Thank you for the glass. It was perfect."
Yes, we brought you the glass.
You did bring me the glass. Thank you
You
so
have
much.
done very fine work, Arvik. You should be proud of your efforts.
And then he kind of turns and looks at the greenhouse, and you see a big smile spread across his craggy face, and then he kind of blushes and nods his head, and is kind of looking all embarrassed. And he's like, it should do. I should be able to grow many things in there and help feed my people. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
How have you been treated in our absence?
I'm really hungry. Really hungry. I haven't had any food for a couple of days now. Barnacle hasn't had anything either.
Funny you should say that.
I have an entire bag of
So,
food right here on my shoulders.
yes, we've got, I don't know do we take half of it? So we got
Why don't we give all of it to him?
yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yes.
All right. And he is just like tearing up when he sees the food. And he's like, Are you sure I can have it? I'll have to hide it, or Skolaveg
Yes.
will take it.
You must hide it, Arvik. Do
I
not
know.
let Skolaveg know.
I know a good spot in the greenhouse. Thank you so much. And then
Arvark, are there any seeds that you need? Anything that you want to plant that you don't have?
Oh, I would take anything you could find. Sure.
I
yes.
will keep my eye open.
Thank you. And he breaks off a piece of, rips off a chunk of this ham and hands it down to Barnacle, and Barnacle gobbles it down, and is wagging his tail and looking for another piece. So something happened. You don't know what, but they haven't been bringing him his food or his rations.
Mm,
We're gonna have to kill that Skolabeg.
I agree.
Okay. So he's taking the food inside, and he thanks you, and he goes in and hope that he is hiding it well. But yeah, that's quite a bit of stuff. So he should be good for a while. And you're gonna head to the villa now?
No, I want to find Hayden next.
Okay. So he would be at the villa most likely. So we'll say you head to the villa and you get there, and you've noticed a few changes. There's like a little fenced off area of the yard that has some chickens in it, and there's also a little makeshift fence out of logs and stones, and inside of that there are a couple of pigs rooting around in mud, and you can see like the tops of some turnips and things like that have been thrown in there that they're gobbling down. And so they've made some changes and are trying to obviously work on this self-sustaining little community that they're trying to establish here. Guards are still out. They sort of nod at you as you come up, recognize you immediately. One of them runs and opens the door for you, and you guys go inside, and you see Skolavig lounging around in that main room. Wolf Canute is there, still sitting at the table, looking, if anything, more angry and tired than he was when you left. And Hayden is there, and you can tell he's, not his usual self. He looks a little bedraggled too, not the cheery Hayden that you're used to.
Hayden, why such a long face?
He looks up at you and he smiles, but you can see that he's kind of holding back a little bit. And he glances at Wolf Canute, and then Wolf Canute looks up and is like, "You again. Tell me that my lighthouse is secure."
Your lighthouse is secure.
What happened to the man I sent there?
One of them met an unfortunate end, but the other was rescued by us.
Good. We need that. It is crucial to this plan. So thank you for that. Now,
What is this plan?
the plan?
Yes. the
My plan? I don't think I need to share it with you.
There's many things you do not need, and there's many things that we do not need.
What are you getting at?
I am getting at the fact that I am not your errand boy, girl, whatever. And if I'm going to continue to assist in your endeavors, you need to be more forthcoming with what those endeavors are. This is my home, and it has been my home for much longer than it has been yours.
He kind of looks at you, angry at first, and then he thinks about it, and he pushes himself back away from the table and leans back, and he's like, "Look, I told you when you left that we're all in this together. Either you trust that I'm working for this city and trying to save it from inevitable collapse or being reconquered and re-enslaved by the Baron, or you be on your way."
Can I do an insight check on him?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, go for it.
It'd be a unnatural 20.
Natural 20?
I got a
Unnatural
7.
20.
Oh, unnatural 20. Okay.
Jerry, I got a 7.
A
I
natural
rolled a
7?
natural. I rolled a natural one.
A natural 6. Natural 1.
It just
Okay,
sounds
got it.
better. Unnatural
No,
versus
I just
natural.
got a natural 20. I
Wow.
literally rolled a natural 20. I don't know how to. I don't think I can show it.
Can you move the camera?
There you go.
Oh,
I
look
don't-
at that. Yes. Natural.
Oh, it just
2.
moved. No,
That's a-
likely
that's a-
story.
Natural 2.
Natural
it was
2.
real. It was real. I was very excited. I
Uh,
didn't think I would get anything good because my
The jig is up, Tris.
insight is not my. Yeah, I'm not.
So I
great
think
at it.
some of us got a good insight on
yeah,
him.
yeah, you definitely did.
Yes, he likes us a lot.
He's not readable.
He's a complicated man. He definitely seems earnest in what he says. You can tell there's a lot of anger behind that, especially when he mentioned the Baron. He has a lot of resentment that is built up. Definitely, there might be some other angle here that you're not totally seeing. He wants to save the city. He wants to help the people of the city survive. He wants them to stay free and control this city. But really deep down, you get the sense that he really wants to stick it to the Baron and get revenge. And that that probably trumps everything else.
All right.
So that's from everything that you've sort of gleaned from his behavior and his, he definitely wants these things that he says, but a lot of it is, he wants to spite the Baron.
Okay.
Do we get the impression that he's it's all of this, he wants to do all of this just to stick to the Baron? So if he could do something else to stick it to the Baron, he'd be okay with that then. Like necessarily whatever it meant to stick it to the Baron, if it meant that he didn't have to save the city, he'd be fine with that too.
Yeah, if he thought that there was another way that he could
Mhm.
confront the Baron that was easier than
Yeah,
uniting a
dangerous.
city,
And rescuing a city.
yeah, he definitely would probably do
it's a
that.
bit dangerous.
Maybe not his own people.
So-
Those ties are pretty tight, but
Wolf, I don't mean to. I know you have a lot on your mind, but can I ask why the greenhouse why Aardvark is not being fed, or he's not getting his rations? Do you understand the importance of food in the greenhouse to your survival here?
he just sighs, and then he kind of turns slightly and gives Skolavig some side eye, and
Mm.
she sort of has this smug little smile, and she shrugs, and she's like, "I'm sorry. Some of the men named the pig one of the pigs Arvik, and when someone was bringing the food, they must have gotten confused and gave his food to the pig."
Can I do an insight on that?
Sure.
Yeah, she's a jerk. I can just tell you
I'm
that
gonna
right
just
now.
That's a 19.
I got a 19.
Nice. Yeah.
I
So
also got a 19.
So I'm just to her face say, "You are a liar," and I can call. And if you have something to say about that, say it.
you better watch it.
I am watching it.
you.
I'm not good at comebacks, okay? My
I'm
charisma's
not
not top
good.
notch.
But this sword, that's all I need for a comeback. She does try to she bristles quite a bit and does make some vaguely threatening sentences that sort of make sense, and Wolf Canute gives her a dirty look and she kind of pulls back. she's like, I will bring the giant fool some food myself, my lord. And then she kind of bows very, very mockingly almost to Wolf Canute.
And I
So,
want
yeah,
to say, tell her
insight.
people like her, people like you are a dime a dozen. They're easily replaced.
You know,
Damn,
she just kind
Brokos.
of yeah,
Have
that's
dimes
true.
here?
Rude.
Whatever the equivalent would be.
So she starts to cry and then she runs off. No, she
Your
That
doesn't.
words
happens.
cut deep.
Deeper than
Words
a
hurt.
sword.
Words hurt.
So,
So
I-
she.
go
Sorry.
ahead. No, go
I was
ahead.
just going to give you your insight. You obviously know she's very tied to Wolf Canute, this shield maiden thing that she is, kind of put herself, this role that she has taken on. She takes it very seriously. So for her to kind of show any sort of, insolence to Wolf Canute, she must really not like Arvik, and she is trying to get at him, you know,
Mm.
any way she can. Not that Arvik would be provoked by them naming a pig after him.
Wow, she's got some self-esteem issues.
Yeah.
So did they have a bad breakup? What was going on with that?
Arvark said something really smart and made her look like the fool, and now this is what it is. It's just a deflection.
Yeah, it's total mind games with her right now. So she's stalks off very grumpily, but you can see that she's going to the kitchens and probably going to grab some food. And Haydn is just like shaking his head, and Wolf Canute looks back to you and is like, thank you for letting me know about the lighthouse, about Arvik. All of this is important. We are all working together, and trust me, I would tell you more if I felt I could fully trust you with the information, but there's just too many things in play right now.
Have we not done enough to earn your trust, Wolf Canute?
You have done quite a bit. I've been very impressed with you. Maybe Haydn, would you take them and see that they are taken care of, see that they are fed, and let them know what's going on? And then Haydn is like,
I will, before we leave, I want to say to Wolf Canute, of all the people that you have chosen to surround yourself with, and I will glance back towards where Skolovig has left, I would think that by now you should see that we are not only strong allies, but trustworthy and valuable ones as well.
And good looking.
I would not say that.
he kind
Well,
of
at
nods.
least some of us are.
My mom says I'm handsome.
My mom has never been wrong.
My mom has never told me anything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
My parents were sold into slavery. I wouldn't know.
So
season
dark.
2, so
I
dark.
am the dark one.
Yeah, it's not just you, Jerry.
I don't think there's a skill of guilt trip here. I don't see this on the skill
Yeah,
list.
Roll
I
for
have
guilt
added
trip.
it now.
So he just kind of nods and he's like, I understand you're upset with the woman. She is good at what she does. And this thing between her and Arvik, I don't know where it's going to lead, but it should stop. I will
Arvik has
tell
a
her to
special.
stop.
Arvik has a special skill, and he will be feeding you. His what he plants, those riches will feed you, and it will make you strong, and make you guys stronger. So you have to understand, not she has to stop being so short-sighted and petty. But I suppose, some people are just like that.
Yeah, he kind of gives this strange look to Haydn, and then kind of nods and says, Arvik has very many skills. That is true. And then he kind of nods to Haydn again. Haydn stands up and he's like, "Come, friends, let us go and talk about things more thoroughly. Give you some of the answers and reassurance that you obviously seek. Is that all right, Wolf Canute?" And Wolf Canute nods and kind of just goes back to staring at the papers in front of him, and Haydn leads you out into one of the adjoining rooms.
Well, it was great talking with you.
Alar, I think Wolf could use really just walking on sunshine or something. I don't know, something more upbeat.
He's a pick-me-up.
Yeah.
The dark times, very dark times. But Haydn takes you aside, and he's like, "Yeah, this thing. I'm sorry that I didn't pay more attention to Arvik. I really should have, and I've just been caught up with everything else. And I hope you know that Wolf Canute's not mad with you or anything. If anything, he's frustrated with me and the old towners, Odd and Wayne, to be exact."
Why is that?
Well, that's what we've been working on, is deal with the Old Town faction. Wolf Canute was supposed to meet with them to finalize it, but we haven't heard anything since. I knew Auden from before, and I thought the man was trustworthy. We assumed that Auden was working with someone else, most likely the gladiators. But control of Old Town would bring us much closer to uniting the city. And if we don't work together, it's like Wolf Canute says, the Baron just has to bide his time until we're too weak to fight him off, and he'll stroll in and kill us one by one. And I find this whole
Yes.
thing strange, too, because I knew Auden. He was a good man, loyal man, and he was very sensible.
Perhaps he's just dead.
I hate to think that. He was one of the 3 running the Old Town group, but this madness brings out the worst in some people. I'd love to check on him or get a message to him or something. He owes me. He owes me this.
We could go check.
You would do that?
There's
It
some things
would
I
be
want to do in
dangerous.
Old Town.
What's that?
There's things I want to do in Old Town.
If you're really willing to try, it could help save us all. I know a way you could sneak in to Old Town.
Do
So-
tell.
Before we get there,
Okay.
I want to know what the plan is. What are we doing with this lighthouse? What are we doing with this watchtower in the market?
Yeah, Jerry thought he could just slip another story hook in, and that would be, satisfactory.
So you're gonna have to persuade him. He looks a little like, oh, he's not supposed to say anything.
No,
Okay,
Wolf
21.
Wolf
21 on
said
persuasion.
that you
21?
could tell us.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, it's all part of these plans Wolf Canute has. So many plans. It's hard to keep track of them all. You know about the greenhouse, the animals that he's collecting, everything that's going on is meant to sustain us, to keep us moving forward, to secure the city and supply food for everyone here. I mean, all of that is part of it, and some of them are stranger than others. The boatyard, for example. How are we going to fit thousands of people onto these boats in the kind of seas that we have surrounding this island? You know, there's no way that would ever happen, but perhaps we could save some. We could save the children, at least. We could do something, and that gives people hope. The lighthouse is probably the strangest of his plans. I believe, from what I know, he wants to move the great beacon on top of the lighthouse. He wants to move it to that watchtower he's building, thinking that it will cause a ship to crash, one of the Baron's patrol ships. And maybe that would give us a way off. Maybe it would, another ship would run afoul of the rocks and we'd have some supplies. It's strange, but just having a job in this time, just having some goal gives people hope. And I think that's all he's really trying to do. I know it's strange, and that's probably why he doesn't want to talk about it, because it's so outlandish. It's just hard to get people to buy into that. So
Well,
please.
Haydn, one cannot move from job to job and feel fulfilled. One needs a greater purpose, a sense of destiny.
I agree. I believe Wolf Canute is a man with a destiny.
I wasn't talking about Wolf Canute. I was talking about us.
Oh, I see. Yes, of course. I mean, we all have a destiny and a role to fulfill. Certainly. And you are no different.
Oh, we are very different.
When this is all said and done, the history books will not be written with Canute's name in it, but Alar, the IEP. It will not. He will be a side note, a footnote.
In the rise of Alar and the
Right, Alar?
insane Alar posse. Just a brief mention in the footnote on the discography on Wikipedia someday.
Well, I hope you trust that Wolf, his intentions and his true intentions are actually good, for the good of the people, and nothing selfish.
He does. It's like
Mm.
I believe that. I wouldn't follow him if I didn't believe he could bring us to a better place.
And what is your destiny, Haydn? What do you seek?
I suppose I seek freedom as much as Wolf Canute does. Freedom for all the slaves in Vadragan. Freedom from myself, for me to return to my former trade and run the world's greatest thieves guild once again.
And which guild was that again?
Oh, I probably shouldn't talk about it too much, but it was a pretty big one. It was
it was big.
Yeah, it was pretty big. It was pretty cool. You would have liked it.
It was so underground that you wouldn't have heard it, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you've heard of it. I don't know. It's kind of a silly name, but
I mean, I was a member of one.
oh yeah, that's right. What were you a member of again?
It might be the one you were in.
I would have remembered you, I'm sure.
Like
I would have remembered you too.
So he's like, oh well. But I do know a way into Old Town.
Please do tell, Haydn.
I am afraid you're not going to like this, but it involves using the dark runs beneath the city. I know where there might be an entrance to them that has been used in the past and could be used again to get you surreptitiously across these artificial boundaries that separate us from Old Town.
Then into the dark runs we go.
That is
Well.
the home of the Dark Run Syndicate.
That is the bad news. And yes, you've had one encounter with the Dark Run Syndicate, and you were remarkably successful. But there are many, many more of them, and this is their turf now. I hold no sway there. Only they do, and whatever other foul creatures lie beneath this city. So you have to know that the Dark Runs are a twisted maze of sewers, caverns, and ruins of some former city that used to sit on this rock. and it's all controlled by the Dark Run Syndicate. So you'll be exposed to some incredible danger by taking this route. But I do know an entrance, and the way to Old Town should be relatively short.
Then tell us. It will make for a great tale.
Okay. So he tells you that it's fortunate that he has some experience down there because he knows exactly where you get in. There's a chandler's shop named Hacklow's. It is down in Bleakstone, not far from what most people would consider to be the start of Old Town. And once you get in there, somewhere in Hacklow's, he doesn't know exactly where, but he knows there is an entrance to the Dark Runs somewhere inside Hacklow's shop. Find Hacklow's shop, find the entrance to the Dark Runs, find Auden Wayne.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I have a sudden need for candles.
So he does give you some more information too about Auden, because he is holed up in a place that might be familiar to one of you. They have made their headquarters in the old Night Rover Guild house.
That's where I wanted to go.
So that's where they're at. And he thinks that this might be good since you know that place better than anyone else would. But again, very worried about the tunnels, very worried about the Dark Run Syndicate. He gives you directions to Hacklow's chandlery. And what are you guys going to do now?
I say we set off immediately.
Indeed.
I
All
am the
right.
darkness.
Are you going to check on, make sure Arvik got his food or anything, or just assume that's happening? Hayden says he will definitely pay more attention to that. He said this whole business with the Old Towners is kept him quite occupied and made Wolfcanute very difficult to deal with because Wolfcanute blames Hayden. Says there's a lot of history behind Arvik and Skolavig. So
Yeah, I'll put my hand on Hayden's shoulder and say, Hayden, excuses are just explanations of failure.
How?
it's very harsh. It's like, yes, truer words have never been spoken, my friend. Thank you.
Act like your life depends on this, because it does.
What the hell got into Brokos this episode?
You're picking on. You're picking on. I mean, Arvik. It kind of pissed me off that.
Wow, somebody lit a fire.
The darkness is seeping into everybody.
Yeah, everyone's feeling it. Okay, so you guys are about to head off. You just got done threatening Hayden, and you're going to head off to Hacklow's candle shop, right?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Man.
Awesome.
If I was seriously upset, I'd turn it into a werebadger. So everything's okay right now.
Everything's okay right now. Well, that is probably a good time to end this episode. And we can start with your journey to the candle shop next time. How about that?
Excellent.
That
Cool.
sounds like a deal.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, we'll see you guys next time. Great role playing. We didn't have a fight, but the questioning, all of that was excellent. I probably divulged more information than I really wanted to. So thanks for making that happen. And we will see you all next
right.
time.
Next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.